Today we are going to be learning about partitioning circles and rectangles into halves and fourths, or quarters. This lesson is geared towards the first grade Geometry Common Core Standard 1.3. Our learning objective for this lesson is students will be able to partition shapes into halves and quarters. So to begin, we just need to review quickly the shapes that we will be working with. We've learned these shapes in previous lessons, so they should be familiar to all students. But just to make sure, this is a circle, this is a rectangle. These are the shapes we will be working with in this lesson. The first fraction that we're going to work with is halves. When you cut a shape into half, you cut it into two equal parts. We write the fraction as a 1 over a 2. We call each piece of that 1/2. Notice that both pieces are of equal size. Here we have some examples of shapes that have already been cut into halves. There are different ways we can cut a shape into half as long as both pieces are equal. You will see some of the shapes are cut from top to bottom, some are cut from left to right, and some are cut diagonally. It does not matter which direction you cut the shape as long as both pieces are equal in size. This page shows some examples of shapes that were cut into two pieces that are not equal. These shapes were not cut in half. Remember, the pieces must be equal in size in order to be considered a half. The next picture shows a shape that is cut into fourths or quarters. When you cut a piece into 4 equal parts, each part is called 1/4 or 1/4. So this piece would be 1/4 or 1/4, and we write that with a 1 over a 4. Notice once again that all 4 pieces are of equal size. Here are some examples of shapes, circles and rectangles, being cut into fourths or quarters. Once again, every single one of them was cut into 4 equal parts. One piece would be called 1/4 or 1/4. Here we have some shapes that were cut into 4 parts that are not equal. These are not examples of fourths or quarters because they are not equal in size. Now let's practice. What fraction is shaded on this shape? If you said 1/4, you would be correct. The next shape, what fraction is shaded on this shape? If you said 1/2, that would also be correct. Notice that both pieces are cut equally. Our next example, what fraction of this rectangle is shaded? The correct answer is 1/2. And our final example, what fraction of this rectangle is shaded? The correct answer is 1/4. So while you are going through your typical day, I want you to look for some examples of circles and rectangles, or really any shape that has been cut into fractional pieces, especially halves and quarters. For example, the pizza has been cut into fourths, and this sandwich has been cut into halves. Look for examples like this in your day-to-day life. Thank you.